it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to be reacting to Xdinary Heroes FiRE, My Sweet Misery. I've really been enjoying everything that Xdinary Heroes has been putting out. As a lot of you may know or may not know, if you've never followed me before, I wasn't really a huge fan of Xdinary Heroes like at the beginning of their career. I just didn't love their music, but I always kept up with them because I was like, I saw their potential. I was so excited for them. I really wanted to get into them, and I love bands. I'm a rock girly all the way. And then recently, in the past year or so, I've been enjoying their music a lot more, so I'm really excited for this. Let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, interesting. Ooh. A little bit of screamo in there. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that was nice. That lead guitar is doing the most. Ooh, that was nice. That bass line, heck yeah. Also, I love the big stage. I think out of all of the vocalists in here, his voice is probably my favorite.
Let me see your hit and rush. I'll make you want it more and more and more. Burning like a fire, fire. Give me your fire.
Ooh, yes, give the solo. Oh, that bass drum doing the double pedals, at least that's what it sounds like, is so metalcore. Ooh, that was cool, little effect. Okay, yes. Everything about this is a major yes from me. That was so good. I loved it so much. They reminded me a lot of, who am I thinking of? Am I thinking of Pierce the Veil? This song in particular reminds me of a, like a band I used to listen to all the time. Maybe Pierce the Veil. I'll have to go back and think about it. But they have such a the double, I think it's called the double bass, where you use two pedals. That's kind of what it sounded like. It could have just been I don't know quite the technique for it because I'm not a drummer. But I watch a lot of things on Drumeo. Not sponsored, by the way. I just watch a lot of things on there because it's interesting. And they talk about how, especially in metal, They do like 2 pedals, and they do like this really constant bass drum beat. And I feel like I heard that here. I think it's called double drumming. Let me just look it up. Bass drum technique. Yeah, I think they just call it double bass drum technique. So I'm not sure. You guys, like, if you're a drummer, let me know, because I'm like, I feel like that's what it's called because I've heard it talked about so much, but I can't remember it to be honest. But that was so intense, and it was like that alongside like the bass guitar the entire time. I was just like, heck yeah, bring it on. Like, I loved this so much. One thing I think about with Xdinary Heroes that I like them to stay kind of consistent with their sounds. I feel like there's sometimes where, like, for example, like this, Insane, some of their other tracks that kind of had this like metal scream, a little harder rock, I really, really, really enjoy. And they all like kind of interconnect. And then they kind of have like their more pop rock music, which I feel like is not as strong as when they do their harder concepts. Now, I'm not saying they have to do hard concepts all the time. Like, I really liked, oh my gosh. I'm just blanking. Okay, there's so many like thoughts in here, guys. I'm sorry. That I'm just like, what just happened? Like, that I really loved. Oh, Beautiful Life just happened not that long ago. Night Before the End happened back in October. I feel like I liked those songs, but they weren't as heavy, and so they still kind of had the same feeling as this. But I feel like because they don't have all of the elements, sometimes I feel like it makes Xdinary Heroes sound a little lost in their music. But I mean, I don't have a problem with them experimenting or anything. This is just like me being super overly picky, because I'd like them to have more songs that like are like this. I'm my personal preference. I think that they sound the best doing this type of songs. I think their songwriting is really clever when they do this type of songs. Not to say they can't challenge themselves on other things. I just think that when you go back and forth, sometimes it confuses people, especially if you don't have like similar elements on each. So that's like, for example, why, let's just take like a big group like the Beatles. You see their music evolve from like the ends of the 1950s. You see their music evolve, but it's still like quintessentially Beatles, right? You can tell, and part of that is because of the writing of Lennon and McCartney, right? So at the very beginning, John and Paul like wrote everything together, right? And then as they started to go on, it was one of those cases where, you know, you can definitely tell, like, When I'm 64, that is a quintessentially Paul song. Now, it doesn't mean like that John didn't help like write some parts, but overall you can tell it's mostly just Paul, right? And then you can see like I'm the Walrus is definitely like a Lennon song. Like, that's definitely something that he would write and that kind of thing. But it doesn't mean that the same thing that Paul didn't help him with certain key aspects. Like, they were really good team at that. I could talk more on that because they got a bad deal in the copyright world and the industry and everything. So, but needless to say, their music stayed consistent even when they were experimenting with sounds. You could still tell based on the type of track they used, based on how they use it, it still sounded like the Beatles. Sometimes I feel like Xdinary Heroes, it feels a little lost. So that's not to say I love their music, especially recently. I think they're really talented artists. I just wish their sound would be a little more consistent. I love this side of them. And, you know, for me, I think that when you don't have a more consistent sound, then, and it's really, really, really established, then you run the risk of like losing people from listening to you because or them even being able to recognize you. So again, super talented. I love them. I'm not sure, you know, because I know they write a lot of their music. I'm not sure if this is like something that's being pushed by the company, or, you know, if they do want to be this experimental and they're happy with it, albeit like I'm, you know, if they want to be like that, completely fine. This is just my own personal wish. But if they want to like do lots of different concepts, like I said, fine by me. Do it, live your life. Like you're just like, your job is to produce music, and you produce it, and that's fine. This is just me kind of looking at it from like a bigger lens, a bigger scope of being in the music industry, and like working in the industry and seeing a lot of things like happen throughout the years of like how I think that they could grow and improve even more and do even better, because they deserve all the love. They're super talented. And I really, like I said, I've really been enjoying what they've been putting out recently. So tell me what you guys thought on the song. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your thoughts on Xdinary Heroes? Who's your bias? And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Say you want me, and I